Cześć ludzie! What's up people? Hola, Caro, JT here, Vigo's mom, Vigo's dad. Welcome to another episode. Guys, you truly enjoyed the episode that we did playing the game.
The quiz, if you're Polish.
Yeah, I gotta say.
Examen.
I was surprised because, I mean, Carolina came up with that idea and she's always telling me, we have to do more games, we have to do more fun stuff. No more war politics and
blah.
history.
Blah.
And I am like, yeah, but you know.
And people agree. They enjoyed it.
I think they like a little bit of different things, right, guys? You like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. That is the brand of Vigo's dad.
A little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Exactly.
There you go. Great slogan.
By the way, look at the huge cup that Carolina has for her coffee.
This is my pot of coffee.
She needs this to record these episodes for you guys. So, I came up now with a game, another game, as you read in the title. It's called Overrated, Underrated. Okay, so I'm gonna ask Carolina, she hasn't seen any of these things that are here on my computer, and I will ask her, this thing, you have to tell me if it's overrated or underrated. How do you say in Polish, overrated and underrated?
Przeceniony, I think.
Przeceniony?
And niedoceniony. It's underappreciated and overappreciated.
Przeceniony?
Because cena is price or value. So underrated is like, przeceniony. I don't know. Przeceniony also sounds like it's an offer in a store. Przecena is also that they cut prices so that you buy something cheaper.
So we'll stay with English. Underrated and overrated. So basically, if something is like, yeah, that is not appreciated enough, we have to speak more about this, we have to consume it more, or whatever, or the opposite. Like me in Italy, for example. It's overrated.
It's exactly rated as it is, which is great. As any Polish person would say about any Southern European country.
Poland is underrated.
More or less.
Poland is underrated.
That was my emphatic Polish reaction. Let's do it. Let's start.
Okay, so let's begin, okay? One thing is you guys have to try to play this game along with us, okay? So as I say the thing, you think in your mind, that's underrated. I think, we need more of that, or underrated, or overrated, that's too much of that.
Is this like a Poland edition, right?
It's a Poland edition, so it's about Polish things, culture, like pop culture, food, places, historical things.
I'm excited.
Let's go. First, we're gonna do cultural traditions, okay? Number 1, imieniny, names day.
Overrated.
Overrated.
And it's dead already. Like almost no one celebrates imieniny.
Do you celebrate imieniny?
It might be, like I should maybe be sad about it because it's the Americanization of our culture. Imieniny is a Catholic tradition, but I want to say that it's more Slavic. For whatever reason, imieniny were huge, which is names day, right? The birthday of the saint patron of your name.
So that's imieniny, right?
Imieniny, yeah. So, it worked very well in Polish society when everyone was named like 10 different names and all of them had, existed in the calendar. But now the Polish people are more diverse. You have more marriages with foreigners, or you have more just imported names. Like, for example, our son's name doesn't exist in the calendar. So he doesn't have imieniny.
Funny story, actually, I was telling Vigo, Vigo, you don't have a names day. We have to create a names day for you. And he's like, what is imieniny? And I'm like, it's a day. It's like a birthday. And he asked me immediately, do you get a gift?
I was gonna say, don't give him more occasions for requesting Legos, because we don't have any more space and mental strength for Legos.
Listen, I cannot say much about it because I don't think I've ever been to a imieniny celebration here. Maybe your mom, Elżbieta, maybe
No. I mean, my parents also at some point dropped imieniny parties.
Yes, they dropped it because I remember the first few years.
Yeah.
There was like, you were telling me, today's my mom's imieniny.
At least we would have to call and wish them wishes and things like that. And then they kind of like had a meeting and then decided that imieniny is out, that only origin is in.
They had an actual meeting about this.
No, say that.
A summit. Imieniny summit.
Yeah, in Davos.
Good. Number 2, Vigilia. That's Christmas Eve, right? Vigilia.
Christmas Eve, exactly. It's
underrated, overrated?
It's hard to answer because I don't think it's neither. I don't think it's either.
You have to choose this game. You have to choose. You have to choose.
Then I'm gonna say underrated then.
Underrated.
Because Christmas Eve.
Because it's not
is the
celebrated
best.
enough.
Yeah. You cannot make it less. It's the best day. It's amazing.
Okay.
And I love the way we do it in Poland. And even though I hate the food on that day.
Oh, now you're getting hate comments. Carolina.
I don't like almost anything that people eat during Christmas Eve. Not to mention that I mean, vegetarian or not, I always hated fish and the smell of fish or anything that comes from the sea. And I also hate mushrooms. So it's like basically anything that is there. I remember as a kid, my grandma, you would make me pierogi with cheese, you know, like cottage cheese, which is the sweet pierogi. That's what I would eat. But still, you know, you cannot just get a better day when it comes to celebrations in Poland. Gifts for the kids, especially when you have children. Either you are children or have children in the family, because they are just, you know, mesmerized. Mikołaj, choinka.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Okay, I'm gonna say 2. Underrated. Number 3. Wielkanoc, in the spirit of celebrating occasions.
I think it's underrated.
Underrated.
Because most people say that they prefer Christmas, and I love Easter because Easter has the best food.
It does.
Eggs and has like salads and I don't know, just no fish and no mushrooms. That's what I like. And obviously the weather usually is better. But sometimes it's snowing, depending, because Easter also has different dates. It depends on
when it lands, right?
Yeah, and I don't remember what because it's a Sunday, but I don't remember what determines it, which might give me negative points on being a Pole. I don't know what determines it, but it's some sort of Sunday somewhere between March and April. Both of those months can be Easter. Yeah, and many people saying, "Oh, Easter is Easter." What I maybe they don't say it like that, but they prefer Christmas. It's not Easter's not magical, and you know, obviously we would need another free day. That would be the best. At least the Friday. Or the Tuesday after Lany Poniedziałek, so that you can actually celebrate also Monday and not have to, if you have family away from where you live, travel on Monday to get back to, you know, school, work, all those things.
Yeah, to me it was a surprise because in Dominican Republic you have Friday off. Here it's not off. Here's the normal day.
Yeah, but you don't have Monday off.
Yeah, but you know, Jesus did not die on a Monday. He died on a Friday. So you Poles are very religious, but yeah, it's like, yeah, Jesus died. Let's go to work.
Yeah, because you have to suffer like he did.
I'm gonna say it's underrated also. The food is amazing. Okay, cannot look. Stop looking.
I'm not reading at all. I'm just thinking, I'm processing that actually Monday is a Slavic celebration, so it's pagan. Because it's Śmigus Dingus, which is watery Monday or something.
Okay, następne. Obsessively cleaning before guests arrive.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit overrated. Yeah, I think we have a problem with that. I think it must be some national OCD situation.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's, you know, if I'm the guest, it's underrated because I want that house clean and pristine. But if I am the host, it's overrated.
Maybe stop wearing shoes in people's houses and allowing that to happen in your house. I mean.
Next, wearing slippers at home. O sea, the captcha culture. Overrated or underrated?
Jesus Christ. All those things that maybe I'm so Polish that I believe that everything is just right. But maybe overrated. Maybe captcha are a little bit lame.
Oh, the hate in the comment section.
I mean, they are so ugly sometimes, but they are so comfy. You know what I mean?
The hate is coming to you.
I have my captcha. Don't hate. Don't come at me. I have my pink captcha with a little reindeer, and I love them. And I love walking in them, even though they make this choop 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 sound because they're slightly too big. But the whole winter season, normal klapki that are rubbery and plastic and cold, they're not good. Captcha are better, even though they are lame.
Well, I think it's overrated, obviously.
Surprisingly, have a lot of captcha for someone who hates them, but okay.
Oh, cool. I have to say that I hate on the captcha, but realistically speaking, I never wear socks and I never go barefoot. So I am usually on some sort of klapki.
Yeah.
You know, so I am actually hidden a captcha person.
Hidden captcha lover.
Superstitions in Poland, like for example, don't greet at the door, knocking on a unpainted wood or real wood.
Well, I have to be reasonable and I said this is overrated because we do it. I don't know why we do it, but most of us don't believe it, but we still do it. Like I have a brain more or less functioning, and I don't believe that it will do anything. But then last time I was booking a doctor. And I booked this doctor on another office before, and I didn't like the news that I got. So then I booked him on another office and I got good news. And now I'm booking the second office. Never again going back to the first one, thinking, better not take my chances there.
So I think that superstitions, hey, I think it's underrated. The world needs a little superstitions.
A little
I
magic.
I laugh at you and all that stuff, but it's endearing. It's adorable.
Okay.
It's adorable. And I go and I say goodbye to Mamaela. Mamaela, Papa, do widzenia. And she's like, come inside the house.
Yeah, exactly.
It's endearing. So, underrated. The last one from the cultural traditions. Polish weddings.
Oh, underrated. The world must know more.
100%.
And they need to appreciate, they need to participate. We need to invite all you people to do that because, I mean, to see Polish weddings are, I mean, we don't have a lot of comparison, but we firmly believe that our weddings are awesome.
Yeah.
And we love them.
They really are.
They are all night. There's a lot of food. There's a lot of alcohol. And there's a lot of dancing, even though we're not a dancey culture. You know, during weddings, everyone dances.
Well, but once you...
Even if they don't know how to. But anyway, I saw a meme that applies to us that we are at the age now. I am at the age now that the drunk, awkward uncle during a wedding is not your uncle, but your husband. So shine, baby, shine.
I think so.
What do you think about their weddings? Also, you're underrated, right?
Underrated. I love Polish wedding. Now, how about a 2-day Polish wedding?
Yeah, the poprawiny.
Do you think that is underrated or overrated?
I mean, I think it's, I don't know what to say, but...
It used to be like that.
Yeah,
more
I mean,
often.
you don't do it always. And for example, in our wedding, we didn't have poprawiny. And good, because I was dead. You also were dead.
Yeah. And I remember that our friend got married like a month before us.
Yeah, and
she had that. And the next day was rough to go there.
I just have a headache just thinking about it.
Yeah,
so,
it was rough. So, okay, poprawiny is going to be overrated. And then, but the
yeah, like mercy. We're already too old.
Vesele is... Now let's go to places and travel. Okay? In Poland. Okay, first one. Zakopane.
Underrated.
Underrated.
A lot of people hate on Zakopane. A lot of people say, they say this is just a tourist crap and commercialization of mountains. And if you want the real mountains, you only can go to Bieszczady. I don't know. It's just like a nice town around mountains that is, you have all the amenities and you have infrastructure and you can eat somewhere. I don't need to go to the wilderness to discover the truth of existence. I don't believe that I will get that. I will just die in the wilderness.
So you can see Carolina's Slavic roots are not that strong.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be in the wood? You don't want to be in the woods, disconnected from the world without internet?
No. I can do that in Laskabatsky, thank you very much, and be 15 minutes away from my house. No, I appreciate all this nature stuff, but like, you know, on spots after Christmas or Easter, I don't need to go deeper into the woods.
Okay, I get it. I'm going to also say underrated. Zakopane is really cool. I think I've only been twice or once. It's underrated. More people should stop going to Italy, to the whatever mountains. What do they have there? The Alps? Italian Alps?
I remember you and your mom loving the Góralskie houses because you don't have a lot of wood and stuff like that in Dominican Republic because of the climate. So yeah.
And you're like, that's so old.
Yeah, I don't like the aesthetics of it, but you know, inside the Zakopane.
The Baltic Sea. Trójmiasto, Hell.
Okay,
Hell
so
Peninsula,
seaside, not the
seaside.
sea. Okay, the seaside is definitely underrated, and it was underrated by me my whole entire life. Because obviously I fell into the hype of Southern Europe, which I still love. Spain, Italy, the Adriatic Sea, Slovenia, Croatia.
Oh, that's actually cool though.
That's very cool. By the way, there's a new train taking us Poles to Croatia direct this summer. So we're gonna go.
We're gonna go, you're gonna see it here.
Yeah, I always thought, you know, Polish seaside, you know, it's gonna be like cold and the sea's dirty, which, you know, so related to nature, there's issues with the Baltic Sea for sure. Okay. But we went there twice, I think, because you didn't have Karta Pobytu. You couldn't travel abroad.
She couldn't take me to Spain and to, you know...
Exactly. I had to go to Gdynia, Gdańsk and Sopot. And I'm like, my God, f***ing cool here.
Amazing, right?
And I went on a trip also with the girls once to Sopot and also liked it a lot. So I was very surprised by, first of all, if it's hot, because Polish climate is getting hotter like everywhere. Yep. And then the cold there water is not an issue. You go in and then you go out and you immediately become warmer.
Especially if you are like when it's really hot, you know, like around 30 degrees. Yeah, amazing. Another one.
Hit me.
Warsaw.
I mean, it's gaining recognition now, but still underrated.
Underrated.
Underrated. I think that many people in the world, maybe not Poles, well, maybe some Poles as well, think that Warsaw is like still.
So, okay.
Hit me.
Warsaw. Underrated or overrated?
I honestly think it's underrated in the world. Still, many people don't know how cool it is, how modern it is, how vibrant it is, as they say. In Poland, there is a lot of Warsaw hating, maybe from Krakow or from other...
People from the village.
Also people from province, provincia, we call it, like
from the province.
People from smaller towns, we think, oh, Warszawiacy, they are so, you know, full of themselves, and that might be true also.
Hey, cicho, słoiki.
We are not those. We are the epitome.
Karolina is a słoika. You know słoika? Słoiczka?
Słoiki, we are Słoiki. I'm from the area of Łódź. But I think Warsaw is a great city to live. It's, the infrastructure is, you know, we have comparisons to other cities in the world. It's clean, it's safe, it's pretty wide, you know, most areas, like when I compare it to Łódź, which is pretty narrow because of how, you know, it was...
But I mean, you're talking about the streets.
Infrastructure.
Which is huge.
No, I mean buildings close together, or there's a lot of avenidas, like avenues in Warsaw that are pretty wide.
Okay. Aleja.
I still think the traffic in Warsaw is not bad when you compare it to Santo Domingo.
I guess you're not been in Puławska at 3 p.m.
No, compared to Dominican Republic, compared to, I don't know, you went to Egypt, for example.
Oh my God.
So, you know, like in the global aspect, Warsaw is pretty well organized and has good public transport, which, you know, some people think should be more of it, but, you know.
I will be on the record saying that it is underrated. Warsaw all the time, Warsaw. Continuing with the cities, Łódź.
Well, I don't think it's overrated because everyone hates on Łódź, and Łódź is kind of, you know, like the development of Łódź, I think, is affected by how close Warsaw is, and that Warsaw is developing, and there's a lot of people going into Warsaw even from Łódź. So we went there last time, and we noticed there's a lot of older people compared to how I remember growing up. So maybe a lot of younger people moved to other cities. I don't know, but at the same time, the city is doing a lot of renovations, revivement. I was gonna say.
Although we did see a guy peeing on a fountain.
Yeah, in the middle of the day, like on a 3 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Karolina was horrified.
Yeah, so yeah, Łódź, no.
So you think it's overrated?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Łódź is like my second home. Karolina's house is like 30 minutes from Łódź, or even closer. I'm gonna say that it's underrated. Łódź is revamping itself. Piotrkowska looks amazing these days.
Yeah.
And I do like that there's a lot of space. Like it's a big city.
To be honest, maybe I should also say underrated, because there's so much hate towards Łódź, and it's not as bad. Even though sometimes people are peeing in the fountain or washing their feet in the fountain.
Exactly.
It's just a little colored,
artistic,
little
colorful,
artsy hipster vibe.
Exactly. Bieszczady Mountains. I've never been.
Yeah,
it's like on the southern eastern.
It's the wilderness that I was talking to you about when it comes to Zakopane. So now I have to say they're overrated. I don't like the wilderness. But to be honest, no, Bieszczady is like, it's an epic place when it comes to nature, when it comes to uninterrupted and undisrupted
like virgin
environment, right?
Virgin, you mean?
Yeah, like it's a lot of, you know, non-ruined areas, so undisturbed by people. So for sure,
I've never been.
No, many people.
You were there with your friends.
But I don't think I was in Bieszczady ever. No, it's underrated because more people should know that it's great. Okay. And they should build some restaurants there so that I can go and see it.
A resort. Or
vegan, preferably, or vegetarian at least.
I haven't been, so I cannot say. So
obviously, it was a joke because Bieszczady people are gonna hate me because I don't think I think they're the furthest from city inventions like vegan restaurants.
In Bieszczady, you go and you ask for vegetarian and they give you fish.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna say underrated just because most things in Poland are underrated for me.
Aww.
Now let's go to pop culture and icons. Okay?
Okay.
So, disco polo music.
Oh my god. Overrated. It's terrible. That's all I have to say about it. Even though I think it's very popular. It has the numbers, you know, they sell music, they sell concerts, but it's just musically very bad. That's it. What do you say, musician?
Well, I've made covers of disco polo songs in Poland.
Obviously,
so
there's one hit, Jesteś szalona, that everyone loves during weddings and stuff.
Also on a tańczy dla mnie.
That was the second one that was big, but you know, it's a very bad type of music. No, very simple, repetitive.
Yeah, Carolina is the same as all the Poles saying, oh, disco polo, and then they have 2 drinks in the vesele, and then they are dancing to disco polo all night. I'm gonna say disco polo is overrated. I am not a big fan of disco polo per se, just because it's a little tiring.
This guy Stanisław? No. What was his name?
Oh,
Sławomir.
Sławomir.
I think this is disco polo, no?
Miłość mi w Zakopanem.
You were bombarding us with this song.
Polewamy szampanem.
Yeah, Vigo loved it too.
Of course.
Lovely.
But in general, to me the problem is that the rhythm tires me after a while because it's, you know...
Yeah, but then what about reggaeton or dancehall? No, dancehall is Jamaican. Reggaeton and the other thing, dembow, that thing.
Dembow tires me. Dembow is a Dominican invention.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we're back.
We have a baby. And she was with a babysitter next door and she's crying, so... Now she's gonna participate.
She's gonna participate. Okay, yeah. Savannah, underrated, overrated, Savannah, you choose. Polish music in general, so that this includes also Polish rock, Polish
okay. You know what? I have a friend that works in kind of this industry. It's not music per se, but it's intellectual property rights. So she told me that Poland is actually an exception in the region because we consume our music the most. We consume more of our music than foreign music, and the region consumes Western music more than their own music. So first of all, we love our music. Having said that, I believe that Polish people are not the best at music. Like in general, we don't have this in our culture. We are not singers or dancers in the private setting, you know, like we like to eat and drink and talk and maybe walk, and we do a lot of things that are, you know, different types of projects that we like do it yourself and remont and fixing things. We are good with sad movies and sad poetry, things like that, but music is not something that is big in the everyday life of a Polish person. Yes, of course, you can say we have Slavic music traditions that I don't think are very present. I think they're being revived right now.
Okay.
But we, during communism, we had a lot of music that was political, which made it great because it had like artistic value. Okay. But musically, I don't think that we are the strongest. That's just my opinion. Maybe people will disagree.
Well, in my opinion, what I think is that you guys are extremely good at written word. So, poetry, and therefore lyrics. Lyrics are meaningful. They are deep. In Polish music, but the rhythm and melody thing is less it's less hooky, less catchy, because I think that a lot of Polish artists, and again I might be wrong, but that's my interpretation, a lot of Polish artists, I think that they begin with the concept, a conceptual thing, lyrics, and then they fit melody.
Last thought of mine is that Polish consumption of music is mostly because of rap. The Polish people consume a lot of rap, which is the Polish hip-hop. Angry Polish hip-hop. And like Slavic music, it's not really like the traditional Slavic music is not very melodic or repetitive. It's very, you know, like emotive in a way, right? And it's I think it's more rhythmic than it is melodic. Is it?
I wonder how much
music. I don't know.
I wonder how much Polish music, and I guess Slavic music by default, has been influenced by language.
Yeah.
You know, and because you guys don't rhyme too much.
There's a lot of screaming in like, even though like when I listen to like folklore Slavic music, it makes me feel like I am connecting with my ancestors. Like you're screaming on the top of the mountain, the pain of your existence. That's how those songs usually sound, right?
Polish music in general.
Oh, well then overrated.
Okay. Overrated.
All in all, overrated. Okay.
Okay. Robert Lewandowski.
Oh, overrated. All football players are overrated everywhere in the world till the end of time. I don't like football. It's boring. I don't understand how it's so popular. Why it's making so much money. They're just running around. They're adults. Do something productive. No,
My God.
I know people love football, but I don't.
Okay.
What about
well,
you?
You know, I don't follow football either. I know that he's a big star, and I would have said underrated, but I think he's like in the top like 5 players in the world, isn't he? Or at least he was at some point.
Something, yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe underrated. Dorota Doda Rabczewska.
Yeah, I think she's overrated. She is very known and popular, I think. I mean, for some reason she's in the media and she has sold a bunch of albums. But even though they say that she's such a good singer, I think there are better singers here. And I think she lacks certain artistry.
Savannah thinks that she is underrated.
I think she's repetitive. Like she just copies Western artists, but she doesn't have enough budget to make it worthwhile. Hello.
I think that Doda is. Savannah is here. You cannot see her, but she's here. I think that she's underrated. I think she has a good voice. She has a good voice.
Have you heard her like live?
Yeah, of course. In the Christmas stuff. I think she has a good voice.
Yeah, but that's it.
Okay, fine. No, overrated, underrated. Doda. Go ahead, Chad. The last question from the pop culture is The Witcher. The books and the series. So the whole Witcher franchise.
Underrated. Everyone should know and love The Witcher. Like, it's so great that I cannot say that it's overrated. I don't think the books are as known as, for example, the trilogy by Tolkien and the Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Because they come from a Eastern European country, from Slavic country. So they should be known even more.
Okay. I think it's underrated also. Although, you know, it has reached... You know what? I'm going to say... you're right. You cannot say it's overrated.
Netflix has made it popular.
But that doesn't mean that it is overrated.
But I don't know how many people actually read the books because of Netflix. They were watching it because of Henry Cavill, you know.
Well, okay. Now we're gonna do a Spitfire round. So basically, you say underrated, overrated, and you have maybe one sentence as to why.
Okay.
Okay. Solidarność, solidarity movement.
Overrated.
Why?
Because apparently they were not as clean as we thought.
Wow. I don't know. I don't know what to say. PRL times.
Overrated.
That era.
There was some good things that came out of it, like free education and free healthcare, but I guess there are other ways to get to this place apart from PRL.
I love going to the PRL museum though. That's pretty cool. The Papal Pride. Jean Paul II.
Overrated. Times a million.
Dlaczego? Why?
He did a lot of things that were bad, and it's been proven already.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
okay.
it.
So I get it. Me, I'm not religious, so I'm gonna say overrated. Anything religion is overrated. Although I do respect your right to believe in whatever you want. Okay. This channel is inclusive. Pierogi.
Underrated.
Underrated.
It should be known better everywhere in the world.
Although I think we should have a little bit more vegetarian, vegan-ish, you know, like with tofu. That's amazing. Okay, so
but we
again,
have a lot of vegetarian options, which is with fruit, which you don't like fruit.
Polish sernik.
Underrated, as long as it doesn't have raisins.
Okay, for me, overrated. I don't like sernik of any kind. Kotlety, ziemniaki,
Surówka.
i surówka.
Underrated! Like, people eat so much pasta and pizza and like when you come, you like obiad type things, which it doesn't give you the same satisfaction as Polish obiad. Recently I was walking, it was summery weather with Vigo, and I just said I have to have ziemniaczki with koperek, and I have to have some mizeria, and I have to have some fried egg with it, you know?
And she proceeded to cook a whole Polish meal for
and we ate it.
Narzekanie. Complaining.
It's underrated. It's not appreciated well enough for what it is. We are trying to fix the world by naming what's wrong and then proceeding to not do it again.
You're just connecting. We're just connecting with people through the beautiful, wonderful act of narzekanie. Passive-aggressive hospitality. You know what I mean? You know?
Like, eat it. Eat it again. Eat it more. Yeah, it's a little bit overrated.
Put your cap on. Put your cap on.
Yeah,
I'm taking care of you.
It's a little bit too intense sometimes. So overrated.
Overrated. Okay, overrated. I think that is all.
Did I win?
I think you are underrated, babe. No, okay. Vigo's that channel. Underrated, overrated?
Underrated! More views, more comments!
Boom! That's all, guys. That's the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Savannah enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it?
Oh my god, yes. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be destroyed in the comments.
If you would like more of these games, again, let us know what else. There are some cool suggestions on the previous video that I'm going to include somewhere at the end of this video, so you can go and watch it. But guys, once again, thank you for watching.
Give your answers in the comments. What is overrated? What's the most overrated and the most underrated thing about Poland?
Papa!
Papa!
Papa!